takes quite a lot of water. Yeah, that's a couple of days usually.
Why not let the
Yes.
You think you ought to? Right, now it's the 7th of July and we're sitting in the boat on a Sunday morning, and we've just left Kew Villa where we normally keep the boat. We're now going to go down to the observatory, to the Warren, and I'm going to record the scene as we go along, so it might be a bit bumpy at times. We're just outside the gate now of Kew Villa and we're looking towards the Bluebell. We're going to go to the Warren, we'll stop there and then I'll record as we go down to the point, all being well. Ho! Off we go, Jan. It's a little bit slow there to take the cue. You notice the jerking of the gears there, but still.
Notice the smooth movement now? Passing Rose Cottage. I'll go quite slowly, shall I? Because that makes it easier for you to record it from. Coming up to Four Ways, which is for sale.
I see that the sea is not so far away now. There's the Bluebell.
Four Ways is 38,000.
I'm not quite sure who's giving this commentary. Here we are, turning round Bluebell. Right, we're just going to pass Southfield Farm, which we understand has just been sold for around 40,000. Mrs. Clubley. We believe it's been bought by someone who sells everything second hand, is the phrase that's been quoted. Just looking.
Look at those furrows there.
Not particularly fine morning, but it's certainly very nice at 5 o'clock when I emptied the moth trap.
You
passing
did it at 5, I was awake at 5, you were fast asleep.
Coming up to the gate now. This is where all the cars are, people trying to dodge the £2.40. Not blame them really at that price.
High tide.
Out over the Humber now as we walk towards the
Recently tarmac road.
recently tarmacked road. It's costed £2,000. Really rather a short stretch. The information hut, I believe.
There's another car behind us, that's why she's coming out.
Coming up to the compound now, where we shall park and continue our journey in about 10 minutes, I expect. Most of this is now gone, as you can see. Used to be Towhee patch there where we once saw a fox cub. We're starting our journey southwards now, leaving the compound and the Warren. Proceed onto the Narrows. This is where the new road comes in.
Two cars coming on, we'll go down to the next.
It's often difficult passing here. There are passing bays from time to time. You have to pull in if you see a car coming, but sometimes people are not used to the system, and you end up having to back half a mile or so. Right, we'll forget now. See the sweep of the peninsula there? Well, you should be able to. That's the direction we're going. Here's all the telegraph poles, all numbered for convenience of reporting birds.
When we get to the junction of the new and the old road, I'm going to pull in and let this car behind us pass us, because to drive him mad, because we're only going slowly.
See ahead, this is the what was the road until the beginning of this year, when it was washed away in one night, and this is where the latest new road has been put down. It's a very bumpy road, so be warned.
Right, little bird.
Go at 40 miles an hour, it's supposed to be smoother, but this driver can't bring herself to go at that speed along here.
Who's watching the narrows? Is it Steve Exley?
The idea is that if it gets washed away again, all those little blocks which are lashed together with an iron or a steel hawser can be dragged back into a new place, joining the original road now. So many new roads, it's difficult to say which is the original road, but I think this one is.
And even the railway, just passing over the railway.
Yes, we've just gone over the railway, a trace of the old railway lines where it crossed this road. It was actually predated the road. Now we're on the original Second World War road.
Sea Holly's not out yet.
Where's that?
That new view that we never used to have.
We up to what, Jan?
Well, you see where you can see those people now, that's we never had that view. That was dunes covered that area.
Yeah.
You couldn't see any sea.
Yes, we'll be coming up soon to the second break which occurred at the beginning of this year.
Going over the railway line.
Around the same time, where all the dunes, as you can see here.
I'm pulling in because there's a car coming.
Pulled in to let that car pass. Yes, well, the same high tides and storms also breached, or didn't quite breach the peninsula, but certainly destroyed and washed away the road just to the north of the lighthouse here near Chalk Bank, and the whole of the dunes on the seaward side were completely washed away, and so was the road itself, which was there. And so this is the new road, which isn't quite as bumpy as the one further down. This is where Chalk Bank Hide is around here, or a little bit further. It's difficult to see through this small view just where you are. Back onto the original road now.
This area is just as vulnerable now as that other one where the old road's been taken away, isn't it? This could go.
Passing place there. See ahead to the right of the road the old original Smeaton lowlight. There's a water tank on top of it. I don't think it's used now, but it used to be. And it was also a store for explosives during the war, Second World War, that is, I think. You see the top of the highlight, built in 1895. Years ago.
Lots of lovely perennial wall rocket.
There's the wire dump trap, the Heligoland trap. And this is the driver. Steady hands. Certainly not very much traffic on the road today. It's Sunday morning, but seems to have been fewer visitors this year so far. Probably because they all think from the publicity that the storm caused earlier in the year that Spurn has been cut off and become an island, as some commentators suggested quite erroneously. See the two lighthouses quite well here. And you should possibly be able to see the lifeboat there.
Yes, it's actually within the jetty rather than...
If I'm pointing the right way. I think we have two commentators here now. So I hope there's no confusion arising.
Some nice clouds over the lighthouse.
We're coming up shortly to the Horseshoe Bungalow, built in the, or became a residence in the 1920s, from the original smaller building of which was an army hut, and it's recently, well, last year, been vacated by Sid and his wife, and is shortly to be demolished. I don't think I've seen much of that, but never mind. There's the lighthouse.
Here's where the lifeboat inn used to be. The old
Yes,
lifeboat inn.
this is where the original lifeboat cottages were, now used as a small car park. Just north of the main lighthouse here. Fine building, it'll probably last longer than any other building on Spurn, I would have thought. It's immense deep concrete foundations. The most ubiquitous plant on Spurn, of course, is the sea buckthorn, which has colonised all the sand dunes and right across the point.
Yellowtail like it, don't they?
This is the, again, where the lifeboat men's cottages used to be until 1974, when they were pulled down and replaced. This is where the old chapel used to be at one time, the site of it. This is where we normally park. And just there is where the lifeboat community have a very large bonfire every year on November the 5th. Look across there to see where the pilot's jetty and the lifeboat is moored just beyond, and this is where the pilot boats come to. They operate from this jetty here and are controlled from the pilot's control tower, which is where the Coast Guards also used to be stationed until fairly recently, a few years ago. You can probably see there the present lifeboat men's cottages. I think there are 7 altogether.